What makes us do the things we do? Why do we smoke cigarettes even though we know it hurts our health? What part of our mind leads us to believe that it's okay to skip class and watch Netflix all day? What part of us says that it's acceptable to pass a homeless man on the street and not throw some change in his cup? As human beings, we find ourselves in a distressing mental state when we are doing things that don't fit with what we know, or if we have opinions that do not fit with other opinions that we hold. This theory was created by a social psychologist, Leon Festinger, and he called it cognitive dissonance. This is the idea that we change our behavior or our beliefs in an effort to avoid whatever distressing feeling we have in our heads. Festinger also produced 3 different hypotheses for how we deal with the dissonance we create, and I'd like to show you these with my real-life example. My name is Dave Hammonds, and I'm a senior at Ball State University. Through my time at Ball State, I've been heavily involved in Greek life through different facets. One of my accomplishments in Greek life was being elected as the male representative of the Kappa Delta chapter, but this was no easy task. In order to get elected, we had 3 challenges to overcome. Have the best overall costume out of all other candidates, win a mini talent show competition, and have the best question and answer portion. And just as Miss America would prepare for her pageant, I prepared for mine, and I stopped at nothing to win. When preparing for my special day, the most stressful concept in my mind was picking a costume. I thought long and hard of which principle of Kappa Delta I wanted to emulate through my costume, and then it hit me. I was going to emulate their philanthropic involvement with the Girl Scouts of America. But what should I dress up as? A Samoa? A tag-along? Maybe a Thin Mint? No, I was going to do something better. I was going to dress up as a Girl Scout myself. And yes, you are now looking at a 6'3", 300-pound Girl Scout. Although this is safe to say it's not my proudest moment, I had a lot of self-convincing to do to pull off this costume, which brings us to our first hypothesis, which is that minimal justification for our actions includes an attitude change. This theory claims that the best way to stimulate an attitude change is to offer just enough incentive to elicit a behavior. I remember talking to one of my friends in the sorority, and she told me that if I did dress up, I would probably have a best chance of winning. Because of my competitive personality, this is all the justification I needed to go through with it. After I committed to the Girl Scout uniform, I was still nervous about presenting myself to a group of women like this. This is where I experienced the second hypothesis that selective exposure prevents dissonance. This is the idea that we tend to only listen to ideas that we agree with and avoid information against our beliefs to eliminate dissonance. In this particular case, I chose to listen to the positive information provided to me. I remember listening to my friends who said that I would have the best costume and the most original costume. I chose to ignore the fact that my friends were going to hold this over my head for the rest of my life. And out of all the comments I chose to listen to, this helped motivate me and ease my mind about my decision. All of my fear and anxiety was gone until the day of. I remembered hearing hundreds of laughs of hysteria as I proudly sported my brown vest, green polka-dotted high socks, and a wig of the sexiest blonde braids a man could ever wish of wearing. I left the room as confident as ever, but as the pageant went on, I started to become more nervous. Although I clearly won the costume portion, I started to wonder if that was good enough. I wondered if the other candidates had better overall performances, would I not end up winning? I needed some kind of reassurance that I had made the right choice. This leads to my last hypothesis, that post-decision dissonance creates a need for reassurance. This is the idea that we experience strong doubts after making an important decision, and that we need affirmation to alleviate the dissonance we've caused. I was reassured that dressing up and making a fool of myself was the right choice when I was elected as their representative. This is one of the best experiences I had in my college career. I made countless friends and memories, and I hope to never forget it. Everyone experiences cognitive dissonance of some kind almost every day. Now you can move forward understanding how your mind works a little bit better. And if you are experiencing a distressing mental state, just sit back and be glad that you are not the world's largest Girl Scout.